Pro Sports Little League for winning the Major Division state title Friday, 3-2.
Did that go with it?
And they're not white. They are black.
Ashley White.
Well, at least from the pictures on it, they're black.
Asking who he shot it out. It was just a joke.
It's a team. It's a team. It could be mixtures. We got mixtures here in Worcester. Shout outs to everybody. This is Truth It, aka the Five, and I'd like to give a shout out to Dread Saint Mike and Nate Peter Ghost.
So shout out, man. So that was just so funny.
What's so funny?
Yo, yeah. So it's good though. How your week been? Ashley White, Ashley White. No one says anything.
I've been really frustrated lately.
Frustrated?
Yeah, with the stuff that's going on, man. With the police, I never felt so torn before. It's like with police killings and stuff that's going on.
Police killing.
Yep. You expect
people dying.
People dying, right? But you expect it to happen, but I don't condone it. So when I try to explain to people why it's going to happen, they think that I'm condoning it. I'm not condoning it. I'm just explaining to you, when people say we want justice and they don't get it, this isn't anything. People start to react differently. When you are traumatized and you are continue to be traumatized, you start to not behave rationally. And things like this happen. But when I explain that, they say, oh, you support killing cops and stuff like that. Absolutely not. I don't.
Well, they want you to pick I think it's people want you to pick a side. They want you to be
right. And why do you have to pick a side?
Or black or white. I don't know why. You know, people want. I don't know why you have to pick a side. That's true. Why you gotta pick a side? Why do people who are for police want you to pick a side to say you're either for police or you're against police? Or people who are for black people want you to pick a side to say that you're either for black people or you're not.
Cause people like to run their mouths and they ain't never put their hips where their mouths are. They ain't never put their life in any kind of harm's way. That's most of those people who like to run their mouth. They ain't gone no place but across their street. They walk down the hill from their neighborhood. They haven't seen anything. They don't know anybody, but they got a lot of things to say. And this is what I think. And I don't get all this nonsense that everybody, Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, all these different lives like that. I don't care. It really makes absolutely no difference to me. The police, you're getting paid to protect and serve, do your job. You people out there, there's way too many guns out there and way too many nuts out there. And there's way too much news media out there that's just manipulating the whole scene. They just look for these things and then they just expand on this till it just goes crazy, and then people they get so familiar with hearing the words about this, that, and the other thing that they internalize it till it becomes real to them, like a big barbecue or something like that. So I don't know, and I think it's kind of frustrating actually.
So you're saying people who don't do nothing want you to pick a side?
Pretty much. They like to run their mouth, you know. There's a lot of people out there that got a lot to say, you know, but when the wolf howls at the door, they're under the bed.
They're gone.
They're gone now.
I'm gone.
You know what?
He said, once I got my money, I'm gone.
You know what's cool about that is this guy that just did the latest shootings in Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Yeah.
He said, I'm not affiliated with no one. I'm not affiliated with the Nation of Islam. I'm not affiliated with Black Lives Matter. I'm not affiliated with ISIS. And it's a shame he has to say that, because if he doesn't, then everybody's gonna.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, they already tried.
I'm not saying you already know though, but for him not to be affiliated with no one, I think that speaks volumes. I think it speaks like to the plight of people in general who are living here in America who feel a certain type of way and don't want that, what Troop is talking about, that media notoriety of, let me get on the coattail of a terrorist or a different group. Yeah, I felt that he was fed up with what America has done with, police doing their job. And he did his research, did what he had to do. Not to say it was right, but my thing, we talked about this over and over again. I would like to go to something else, because this is just the story of the bully. You know, what do you do when the, bad cop, good cop? There's no such. They say that to throw you off. The reality is, at the end of the day, young black males get a bad perception in society, and white police get a bad perception in society. So if there's a good cop or if there's a good brother out there, the perception overwhelms what reality is. You know, and for me, I think if you have a good cop can't speak out against a bad cop or bad cops.
What?
You don't, because you would see it. You would see either police on police crime. You understand what I'm saying? Because a good cop won't be like, no.
Reciprocal, right?
But you know what I mean? What are you going to do? You know, think about it. So you got an era of policing poor people and putting them in binds. You know, so what if a good cop is saying, listen, this dude was just sleeping on the corner, he ain't had nowhere to sleep. Other police officers like, nah, we gotta lock him up, we gotta fill the bullpen up, we gotta get this paperwork going, we gotta, you know what I mean?
There's two reasons why police don't speak out against other cops. The first one is,
I don't know what the reasons are.
Right. Well, I'm telling you, the first reason is that police think it's the norm. Oh, you know, you're aggravated and you end up shooting someone. That's the norm. That's how it is. The second one is they're afraid that they'll be ostracized by fellow police officers. So it's not that they can't. It's kind of like what Troop said earlier. It's alluded to earlier. Like you just don't. They don't want to be the ones hiding under the beds when the police come for them. Because once you get ostracized from being a police officer, if you get, let's say if I'm a police officer and I speak out against you doing something, then all of a sudden I'm on a traffic stop and I say, oh, a guy got a weapon, please come. They might take a little bit longer to get there to provide assistance. They might take they'll do things that affects me because I spoke out against one of the against the blue shield. That's why. Those are the two reasons why they don't speak out against police brutality.
That could be so. And I think that there's a lot more good people out there, black people. There's a lot more good people out there that wear the police uniform than there are bad ones.
So, and,
I just think that
whoa,
bad ones are getting depressed.
So you saying there's more good cops than bad cops?
Yeah.
How though?
It's numbers. It's
numbers. If it's a numbers game, then how come we see nothing but bad things that cops are doing?
Because that's what people want to see in the news. They want to.
I understand the media. Yeah, the media. Bad news.
Just think about it. Every police force in the smallest little city in town got hundreds of police in it.
So we have
hundreds of guns.
I mean, you put those adjectives in there and then all those things like that and things, but just hundreds of police officers, thousands of police officers on the force, and the news media capitalizes on 50 or so like that. I don't even know how many they've been capitalized on the thing. So the numbers would indicate that there are more good than bad.
I think opposite.
I think you have to define what a good cop is, because if you know that people are being treated bad and you're not doing, if you know that another officer on the job is doing something to harm the community and you're not stopping him or doing it, you're automatically a bad cop. Just like if I knew if someone was molesting someone else and I didn't do anything to stop it, I'm complicit in their.
You're absolutely correct. If you're doing nothing, then if you want to label,
you concede.
You want to label it something like that, you can label it as you didn't do anything, so you're just as guilty as that person.
Facts.
But that goes over to anybody.
But the only person
you walk in the street and you see somebody playing punch you in the mouth games and stuff, and you didn't go over there and do something, you're just as guilty as that person.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yeah?
So, my thing is, in the nature of policing isn't walking old folks across the street.
No.
You know, it isn't like taking care of the community.
That's not true.
What?
Listen, I just talked about this guy I forgot where this guy was. This officer was from.
I want to finish because I let y'all talk. You're not a police officer, so it's an assumption with the reasons you feel like policing gets a bad rap. And Troop is the closest person to type of law enforcement, but I still don't think that the majority of them are good or bad. But you got, so a couple years ago, you had a dude in 2003, Christopher Dorner, who said at the end of the day, he tried to be the good cop and speak up against bad cops, and he went on a manhunt. I felt that it was a frame the whole time, you know. But think about it. How many police you think have been there in that seat to say, listen, Deputy Chief, I know what you was doing was racist. I know what you was doing was called entrapment of an underprivileged person. I can't stand for it. Well, boy, this is the system, and if you don't like it, you can get out.
Well, that's the way the American society is.
So how is there more good cops than bad cops?
You're gonna let me talk? You could be working in McDonald's and you can say, hey, I know that he doesn't wash his hands and he likes to rub his fingers on the hot dogs or the hamburgers or something like that. And they say, well, there's nothing I can do about it.
Nothing you can do about it, True? If you serving food and you feel like you want to make the best quality of food.
It's an example. It's not a fact. I'm just putting in this little...
All right, so in that example, you as the manager, what are you doing to that person who don't wash his hands?
I told you what the manager said. Well, there's nothing I can do about it.
You the manager now.
No, I ain't playing me the manager.
Why not? Because you're going to fire him, am I not right? You're going to be the good person to say, you got to go.
But they didn't fire the people.
So
that's what I'm saying
mean?
In the story.
I'm bringing the will now. So what does that mean? If you're the manager that's saying, go ahead, you can serve all these fries and burgers and put your hands in them and dirty hands in them, what does that say? Does that, and not good versus evil, but what does that say?
It says that the restaurant that I work at and everybody in it is an unclean environment.
Huh.
Yeah.
So the environment of policing then is what?
Is wrong.
Okay.
If they're not speaking out against it.
Keep you doing the thing that he talked about when he first opened up. When he talked about when he was saying something and everybody was twisting his words to make it come out that he was in defense of something.
Oh.
We say this and you automatically find something in that sentence to where you could turn it around and make it something else.
You said the majority of police are good.
Yeah.
So if a majority of police are good, you will see. You'll see. Like I said, it would reciprocate inside of that culture. Bad cops versus
That's
good
in
cops.
your mind.
What?
No, okay. So what keeps doing? So you're still correct, Troop. The majority of police officers are good, but the perception still gets affected because nothing's being done about those bad officers that make police as a whole bad.
The perception is absolutely just like you said, because the perception is being orchestrated to the public by the news media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, today they ain't even hardly talking about the shootings of police and all that stuff like that. They're talking about on the news. They're talking about the plagiarism by Trump's wife with Michelle Obama's talk from 2008.
Right. Word for word, she stole a lot of it too.
That's the blueprint. I would take a blueprint. I would use the blueprint too.
It's against, you can't do it. You get sued for that. It's called plagiarism.
Yep.
And you find line between plagiarism. I learned that.
There ain't no fine line with it. It's an exact.
If you cite it, it's not plagiarism. So
yeah, but she didn't cite it. She just took it.
I didn't read it. Who knows? It might have Michelle Obama in quotations.
It's not. No. No. If you
I don't know this.
For it to be plagiarism, if she speaks it and she does not say this is from Michelle Obama's night while she's saying
did you listen
then
to
that's
it?
plagiarism.
Did you watch it last night?
Yes, I did.
Did you watch it?
You don't have to watch it last night. It's
I'm
on
not
the
saying-
news all day.
I couldn't understand a lot of the stuff she was saying.
Sorry if I understood everything she said.
No, not me. I thought she sounded like a woman who struggled with speaking clear English, I guess. And I actually turned it off because it sounded like listening to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It did. It was
listening to somebody who can't who pronounce. Not saying who can't, who pronounces, who has a tongue, a different foreign tongue, and it was I wasn't clear. I know my wife talked. She thought she heard. She said cheeseburger, and I'm like, all right, it's time to change.
But why would you steal a speech from probably, arguably, the most popular woman in the world right now?
Why would you steal
the wife of the leader of the free nation?
Well, this is America, peoples. Like, it works. We're gonna do what works. Just not write the blueprint.
If I say I stole a car because it works, does that
steal a car? I think it's different.
No, it's not. Stealing is stealing.
Yeah, and I bet you some way down the line that this is gonna get washed over that she stole the speech. But I know they do it. No. Plagiarism happens more than you expect. So to sit there and criticize, I guess what's how you say her name? Melania?
Murders apparently happen more than we expect too. That doesn't make it okay.
Yeah.
The crime is listen.
Look here, this won't get washed down the line because she didn't write the speech.
Who? No, a speech wrote
the speech.
Right.
And they're supposed to know better. So somebody's going to have to take the fault for this because she took it verbatim. Some of the words
that's what I was saying.
right out of the speech.
Was it verbatim?
Yeah. You should have listened to some of it.
Yeah, but I didn't listen to Michelle's when she was campaigning.
They played it side by side for hours and hours.
And
It's not
This
new.
is America.
An update on that story is Trump's campaign plans to fire or discipline no one over over the speech.
Yeah,
No one's in trouble for it. They're not doing anything about
and
it.
that's crazy because the last time I heard about plagiarism was about
That's
3
privilege
years
for
ago
you.
about them kids from Harvard getting kicked out because they all copied the same report.
Yeah, that was
So-
just go do that all the
How
time.
serious is plagiarism in America, True?
It's very serious. Same Mike.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same
Mike
Mike.
talk a lot. You know,
How serious is it?
Beautiful mind. Mike camera action. It's so serious, man. They threatened to expel my son out of high school for
Oh yeah, that's
plagiarism.
crazy. Oh my God.
Plagiarism is serious, man.
That's a
You
lot.
and college you can get expelled for plagiarism.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The kids from Harvard, but for real.
But
like, it's
this is a
done.
lesson. People need to pay attention to Trump, man. Fam, he is putting on a show on
Entertainment, boy.
how to control and how to manipulate people. Like,
Oh yeah.
so I ain't going to do nothing about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
Move on.
That's
Next
all
question.
it is.
Keep on talking.
And that's what people love that.
Yep.
People are enamored with that. People was like the same thing. It's a continuation when I was talking about when we say we love team things. We know the world loves alpha males. They love jerks. They love people to say this is my way and you're gonna get down with it. They love that. They hate to admit it, but they love it.
Well, I think people want with that whole they want to feel important when they see somebody who is just so narcissistic and like egocentric about themselves. They be like, "Oh wow, I want to be like that. I wish
Yes,
I
I wish I could be like that.
Like that rich and that
I
ignorant."
wish I could be that confident.
Word.
Trump,
I can
Trump
dig it,
plays right to a certain demographic. If you look at the people in the crowd and stuff like that, they're not wearing pinstripe suits anymore.
Right.
You know, they're dressing just like Democrats and stuff because they're the people from the hills of Appalachia or the plains of
Kansas.
yeah, or something to that effect, and who like to just sit on their guns and tell their dog go eat a chicken or something
Chew
like
tobacco.
that. I mean, I think his opening guest was what them
Scott
bearded
Bell?
people.
Oh, from Duck.
Duck people or something.
Yeah.
And then he brings in
Duck
Chachi from
Son-
the Happy Day.
Johnny Love shots. You changed yourself down right there, boy. I'm the only one that got it, huh?
Yeah.
Scott Bale.
Scott Bale.
Charles in charge.
Yeah.
You know?
And he had about 2 seconds worth of fame and he played it.
Man, listen, man. Like that, this dude is putting on a show,
Word.
man, and nothing's going. Like people are just going to love it more.
They're gonna love it.
They like the audacity.
Mhm.
Like they're wow, man. This guy's brazen. He does whatever he wants. Give me more.
And even with that plagiarism that's coming like that, because it's all directed at his wife and the staff and everything, and his whole theme is family unity. He's
Yeah.
uniting
No.
family, and he's uniting the country as one big family. That's what his theme is and stuff. And these are just little subplots of that theme that he's putting out there. So he ain't going to say anything against his people. It's like, yeah, I'm going to discipline my overactive son.
What happened yesterday? Because they made a motion on the floor to rescind his nomination as Republican nominee. What happened with that?
I don't know. I haven't heard.
That was one like around 4 o'clock. They rallied up like that. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I do.
maybe
It was
one
done
of-
as soon as it was
They
like
squashed?
yeah.
That's what I thought. They squashed it somehow, right?
Mhm.
Trump ain't playing no games, man. Trump ain't playing no games, man.
Trump's he got a game plan and it's called me,
That's
and
it.
I'm following it.
That's it. Yo, fam, like it's fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Like the way he makes. Because from what I hear, his wife is actually pretty smart. Like
Yeah,
she knows like 3 languages.
Yeah, she
Like,
wasn't. I don't know what Keith was hearing, but she sounded.
You don't know what
She's pretty.
Did you watch it?
No, but it's
Did
pretty
you watch it?
stupid for her to do that. Like to go along with that.
Did you hear any
I don't think
part
she
of that,
knew.
Jay?
I heard the whole thing.
I don't think
but
she
When
knew.
you're arrogant, you see a lot of things. I don't think she knew.
Yeah,
That was Michelle's speech.
Right.
They
I
probably
think
didn't
she
tell
knew.
her.
Yep, they
They
didn't.
probably played her.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's
They threw
what
her
I'm
out
thinking.
there, head there in the headlights. Bang, get out there.
So
Yeah.
smart is she?
And then they want to throw her
Why
out.
would she know? I wouldn't know that was Michelle's speech. I'm damn smart.
Yeah.
Like, it's not my
It's
job to know
person to
Michelle.
write their own speech. That's
No,
what I'm
you don't
saying.
write your own
You
speech.
can
Or
give-
the
you can
speech
speak-
writer
yeah.
or be a little bit